All you hoes, you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. All you hoes don't give a damn.
Vamos.
What you wanna do?
Chaos. They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with.
Must reign.
Who's this?
What do you mean she's not doing anything for her constituents?
She's not.
Hey, hold on. I gotta get headphones. What do you mean she's not doing anything for her constituents?
She's not.
Hey, hold on. I gotta get headphones. For her constituents.
She's not. You're breaking up echoes, man. The only damn thing the Democratic Party could run on is Orange Man Bad.
Oh, shit. Is what?
Is Orange Man
What'd you say?
The only thing the Democratic Party can run on is Orange Man Bad. What has the Democratic Party done in the last 30 years?
Hello,
Moto.
You know,
what have they
that's
done?
a really good question. But the first thing I want to know is what's the solution with the black women? How are we going to stop them?
Answer that first question first. What have they done for black people in the last 30 years?
You know, I can't think of one thing that they've done. It's funny that you mention that.
What has the Democratic Party done for illegals and LGBT in the last 10 years?
Everything.
So when I talk about these issues, I'm not talking from the side of my ass. Because last time I checked, you had Barack Obama, Black Jesus himself, come up with My Brother's Keeper for Initiative for Young Black Boys. Who killed it? White supremacists and black feminists. Nobody said shit about that. That program, even if it exists, is a shell of itself. But yet, I'm supposed to.
All right, but like, what do we do about the black women?
What do we do? Leave them to their own devices. Didn't they tell you when Ice Cube was speaking to them years ago? Are black women the same voting bloc as black men? No. They said that live in the living color. That's how they think. They don't see themselves as the same community as you. They've said that many times in media.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense.
It sounds pretty crazy that they're...
What did the chick who used to be...
What's your proof of that?
What's her name? Go look at the Ice Cube when she was talking to Lisa Ray and all them chicks on Fox Soul. Go look at what's that, Simone Sanders, when she said black men need to shut up and just follow orders. I even told you, read The Daughters of the Trade. Most of your HBCU.
Was she being funny or was she being serious?
She was being dead ass serious. What was the one commercial? How do you get white people to vote for your cause? Do you get a fucking rapper? Let me put it to you this way, right?
You make them think that. No. Okay, all right, go ahead.
But did you remember this commercial? No voting, no vucking. You ever heard of that commercial? They think black.
I did not remember that commercial. Never.
So lowly of black men, right? They think so lonely of black men and their votes. And this is John, right? This is John I'm speaking to, right?
Correct.
Yep. This is the part that really fucked me up with the. Instead of coming at us, could you get a rapper to speak to Asian people for their vote? Indian people? But for black people, you can't come to us with dignity and respect. You got to put us in the category of no voting, no vucking, which is basically the word fucking. Remember, how does Cardi B, a high school dropout, barely can formulate a sentence, speak with a former vice president, candidate who ended up becoming the president of the United States? Was Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson out taking a shit? Was Dr. T.S.L. Johnson on vacation? You couldn't speak to none of the black intelligentsia? But I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you go ahead and say this, because who actually controls the money in the black community?
I don't know who controls the money in the black community. I'm not that deep into the black community like that.
But here's the thing. And by the way, John's a great artist. Put your link in the chat if you need some custom artwork.
So wait a minute. Well, who controls it?
The money goes through the women. Who's getting all the scholarships? Where all the
Sounds like you have the answers.
Here's the part about it. Why do you think we in the Black Manosphere actually started these debates? Started getting college professors on our side? Started getting these people active? Why did you think we put pressure and actually told the truth about a lot of this shit that went on? When you start looking up the things that basically was stated about black men.
I thought you were referring to the quote. I thought you were talking about this quote. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket.
Oh,
Hell, give him something to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard it. That was fucking LBJ. It's the funniest.
Who said that?
LBJ.
There you go.
The funniest part about it is,
you don't think that's already happening right now? I mean, the other thing is this: you're saying that all these.
You paused out.
Delay is terrible, man. I can't. This is like hard to deal with.
Well, keep talking because I can hear you now.
Yeah, but I can hear me too, so that's not really helping me. I got to figure out a way to get the audio to come through directly to me as opposed to.
Are you listening through? Do you have your YouTube off?
Hold on.
You got to turn your YouTube off.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're clear.
Hmm.
But here's the question. Well, you know, if all the money,
Because I can't hear you. I had to turn off YouTube.
yeah, because you're probably listening through YouTube.
Hold on. Where's the audio? It's probably only... All right, now I can hear you.
You were probably listening through YouTube.
I was definitely. All right, so basically what you're saying is, I'm understanding this. This is, you're okay with the Trump because he's getting rid of all these programs, right?
I'm aligned more into Trump than the Democratic Party.
Now let me ask you this: are you aware of the things that he's doing, though?
Yes.
Like so you know about the $20 million that he just gave to Argentina,
Yes.
and that's okay.
Well, just like I'm okay. Like, what say do I have when they were giving $1 trillion to Ukraine, weapons, not just trillions of dollars, but also billions in weaponry?
So why do you think they were doing that, though?
Because it was a proxy war to try to bankrupt Russia.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with it is that you found out a very hard lesson. You didn't do it. You didn't succeed. So it put us further in debt.
Are you sure that it didn't do anything? Because it seemed like it was working until Trump got into office and then stopped doing it.
Never worked. Do you really think Ukraine was winning? Come on, man.
It wasn't about winning. It was about depleting resources.
Guess who resources got depleted?
You think our resources got depleted?
Fuck yeah. Why do you think we can't continue that shit anymore?
Because Trump pulled us out of it.
Because we
Not
can't.
only that, did you see? You know what Doge did, right? You saw that.
Yeah. Just like
So all of those government jobs, all of those relationships that we had are now gone.
So yeah.
So now we're going from First Nation status. We're going from First Nation status to third nations to like basically a third world country. Because we're not a manufacturing company for the most part. We don't make anything in this country.
We haven't been since the late 80s.
Do you know why that happened?
Yeah.
Why?
Because a lot of the materials you were using.
No, that's not what happened. It's because it's
get richer, but saving money overseas.
Yeah. Do you know who initiated that though? Who started that and made that a real thing?
That's the Reagan era.
It looks like you do know a little bit more than you're saying that you do. So all right, since you know that the Republicans have started this nonsense.
Hold on. Because number one,
since you know that they have started this nonsense.
Hold on. Because are you okay with the fact that a lot
Wait a minute. Since you know that they started this nonsense, I have to cut you off because I didn't get finished saying what I was saying.
Because
I wasn't done with. There was a
here's
point.
The part. You gotta be respectful because I gave you your chance to speak and you stopped.
But I wasn't done. I wasn't done with it. That was a dramatic pause.
Here's the part. Done. Now, are you okay with the fact of the matter that when Doge went through there and you saw so many people collecting checks, not doing a damn job?
What was the proof of that? Why weren't they prosecuted?
They literally had them. That's why they were fired.
No, they didn't. There's so much proof. No, they went through the first couple of people. The first agencies that went through there were agencies that were actually investing Tesla. They were investigating Tesla.
And they fired so many people. And then here's another thing, which you found out. A lot of those positions they had in the federal government, positions they had in the federal government, people weren't even signing in for work when they were working at home.
Where's the proof?
If they have
who told you that? Who told you that? Where was the proof?
Of it.
No, if that's called fraud. That's called fraud, and they needed to be
guess what?
prosecuted
That's
for
what
it.
you get prosecuted or you get fired.
No, you get prosecuted for that.
You're not
You
the
don't
only-
steal
I-
something.
I-
Look, you don't steal something from a company and then they just let you go. Not on that scale. Let's say that you work at a grocery store, right? And somebody starts stealing a bunch of stuff, right?
You forgot what you forgot.
And let's say they know the grocery store owner and they say, okay, Mr. Owner, I did something wrong. I pay it back. Okay. I can understand that. But if you've got the entire grocery store, the cashiers, everybody stealing something, you're telling me that the best that they can do is fire them and not prosecute them? What's the sense in that? That doesn't make any sense.
It makes plenty of sense.
Why? What? That's not justice. You cannot. No, there isn't a way around that.
Guess what?
If somebody,
guess what? Here's the part, right? In the federal system.
So they're letting them get away with it.
You going to keep talking or you want me to answer?
Go ahead.
Number one, in the federal system, like most government jobs, you have to have a board, a trial board of some sort. Number two.
You mean a union?
You're going to let me talk to what?
I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out the details.
You can't figure them out till you goddamn stop talking.
Right.
Because I'm trying to explain it. Yes,
go ahead.
You have a trial board. You have to be acquitted or found guilty of this. So when you have many of these people, are you going to have thousands of trial boards, or you're going to just say, look, you're going to get this severance package and get the fuck out? Because one, here's another thing.
Wait a minute, you're going to give them more money?
You give them the severance package option.
After they've been stealing?
Hell, some people had the severance package options of early retirement. Because some people listen to what I'm saying because you keep cutting me the fuck off. Number one, the people who were stealing got fired. Depending on how much they were stealing or not signing in, some of them were prosecuted. You don't hear about every prosecution. Just like you don't hear about every court case, right? Now, for those who were coming up on retirement or had enough years to sever to retirement, they were given options of early retirement. See, people think the United States has a blank check. It does not. You keep printing money more than what the fuck it's worth, you completely get massive inflation. When you have all these people and you're not doing work, by the way, some of these fucking jobs in the federal system were going to be done in the next goddamn 10 years at best once AI starts kicking in. Hell, you can't even have any ingenuity in this country for a good reason. You dumb down the damn education. You let the goddamn feminists have that. Now you're wondering why we don't even have a bullet train in this damn country. You had job offers and companies coming over here that need 10,000 people, but 10,000 out of 350 million goddamn American citizens, you can't find 10,000 people smart enough to do the fucking work. Yes, I understand China's an authoritarian country, and they can we're going to get 1 million engineers. Do you think right now with the level of our education system, we can produce 1 million engineers in 10 years? That's a question.
Okay, so you're saying that there's a lot that you said on this. So one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is the evidence that anybody had been prosecuted under Doge, and it doesn't look like anybody was. It looks like they have filed lawsuits against Doge and the federal government, but I haven't seen anything where they've just been prosecuted for just sitting around. I'm not seeing that.
And people.
So then you said, okay, well, do you want me to? Okay.
Go ahead.
All right, go ahead. All right. So then you're saying that, let's see, you said that there's bullet trains that we don't have because we don't have enough engineers, right? Because we can't produce any engineers, right?
We can't produce enough of them.
Okay, so what about the students that were coming in from other countries that stayed here and decided to do things like that? As far as the bullet train's concerned, I don't know that anybody was looking to do that. I don't know if that's economically feasible to do that. I know that Elon Musk promised to do that, and then he reneged on the promise, and to avoid any problems with California, he moved to Austin, Texas. I'd heard about that, but I hadn't heard anything about that. As far as a million engineers, we don't, our education system, we don't put any money into our education system. We take away from it all the time. So it's faltering. China, on the other hand, they're built their entire, all of the political people that are in power, they come from an engineering background. That's why they're always building stuff. They're putting things together and making things happen. Not to mention, they make everything. They make everything for the entire world. They are a manufacturing country. And we bought stuff from them all the time, and we got the cheapest prices. But we're not getting them now.
So here's my question. Can we produce 1 million engineers at the rate of our education system currently as is?
Absolutely not. No.
So what is the current problem with education?
Well, right now, the Department of Education is being cut. If there isn't going to be one.
You're going to have.
And also, no, there isn't going to be one. The other thing is that the main reason why education became a problem, and this is also something you should probably look up, but it's true, is because during the 60s and the mid 70s, there was a lot of protesting going on in college campuses. The Heritage Foundation and the Republicans got together and they were like, we can't do this. They were educating the population. Everyone was getting educated. Education was free for the most part. It was very, very low tuition. Reagan introduced the student loan program, and it's been skyrocketing ever since. So that brought that down. So you're not going to get the same amount of people coming into school. People aren't going to go do that. It's going to cost too much. It's going to put them in debt. So yeah, that's not going to happen, but that is because of the education system the Republicans put in. You had Biden trying to take back student loans and allowing these and to forgive these student loans so that people could get a leg up, because you weren't going to get anything. If you've got a $70,000 loan from a school, how are you going to be able to pay that on a minimum wage job or even an entry level job?
Let's talk about education for a minute, right?
Okay.
You have more readability to get to college than you did 40, 50 years ago, right? Now, because only 10 to 15% of people went to college at that time. Now you literally have anybody and everybody going to college getting a degree. Let's look at the type of degrees people are in debt for.
No, that's not really true. Like I said, the reason is because of how much it costs.
That's true.
Not anybody and everybody are going to get whatever they're getting. They're not getting anything because it costs too much.
But people who are getting degrees, you got to think about it. A lot of people are getting degrees for fucking shit that becomes obsolete in 5-10 years.
Like what?
Like psychology.
Psychology is becoming obsolete? How?
And you really feed yourself off of a bachelor's of psychology?
I don't feed myself on that, but where are you getting the numbers on that?
In other words, for you to start making any real serious money in a field like psychology, there's only but so many things you're going to have a fucking future in. Do we need a million psychologists more than we need 1 million engineers?
I mean, are there 1 million psychologists?
Maybe. Because what?
That's the whole crux of your argument is that we've got that many.
Look at the fact that your education system is basically a buzzsaw, especially when it comes to boys. Because boys and girls do not learn the same, do they? And it's been studies to prove that. Now, instead of actually having, number one, separate education for boys and girls, And the studies and all the experiments for that have been completed because, one, you got to look at this. When we had all male black schools from K4 to 12, you have damn near anywhere from 95 to 100% graduation rate, 100% accepting the college rate. But as soon as those schools do well, you have the people of the community, the women.
Okay, but can I ask you one real quick question? Like, you're saying that the black community had all of their women educated first, and then, but when did this? You said how many years ago?
This has always been a thing for black women. Black women
For how long ago though?
Centuries.
Well, I mean, centuries is a long time, but I don't know where are you getting centuries from? A century is 100 years.
Yes, centuries.
So black women have been, yeah, because, okay.
So
to answer your other question, there are about 300,000 to 350,000 licensed psychologists in the United States. Clinical, counseling, school, and research psychologists combined.
Yeah, that's
worldwide. There's 1 million when you include all countries.
You got to look at it.
But in the U.S., but you said there were 1 million in this country.
I said, do we need 1 million?
Yeah, we don't need 1 million. There aren't 1 million. I don't think there wouldn't be enough people that wouldn't work.
So what's one of the most popular minor or major degrees? Psychology. Remember, to be a licensed therapist, you have to have a master's plus. So yeah, you're going to have a lot of bachelors in psychology, more than masters or PhDs. Like I said about psychology, you can't really feed yourself off of bachelors of psychology unless you go into somewhere like the military and become an officer. A lot of people got to go back to school and get further educated, which means now you're getting further in debt.
Right. That's the whole point. That's why you do forgiveness on debt, on loans, on student loans. You stop the student loan program in general. Other countries do it for free. There was a girl I was dating from Sweden. She had an amazing portfolio, art one. The whole thing was for free. I was playing with a girl online in Norway. She had just finished getting her paramedics degree. And they gave it to her for free. It's better for the country. But the thing is, the white people, the Heritage Foundation, those people, the Republicans, the GOP, they're not in for that. They don't want any protests. They don't want anything. They don't want any people of color getting any way to get into school, to get educated. So yeah, I agree that it costs too much, but we got to look at it where it's coming from. It's just not coming out of the blue. Black women aren't doing that. The Heritage Foundation is run by white people. I used to work for them.
Well, you got to look at it, right?
I am looking at it. Also, let me. You said something else. You said so you said that the most degrees are, I think you said psychologists. But the number one degree for the most popular major in the United States is business administration and management.
Yeah. Do you really need that degree? No.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Hold on. Do you know how to project manage?
Yes.
Where did you learn how to do that?
Starting a business.
Okay. But what business do you have that you started that you're project managing projects for people all over the country? Like you could go into a Fortune 500 company right now, like Walmart, and just say, I could do this.
Yeah. I've done it for BlurCon. I've done it for conventions. I've done it for many major places.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's your benefit and that's awesome. I mean, like,
wait a minute. You asked me a question. Let me.
Yeah, I'm letting you, I said that's awesome.
I'm actually certified for corporate security management.
Okay.
I'm actually done this for BlairCon for not only executive protection, but I'm also certified in. I own Black Lion Security for LLC. So
Okay.
when
So you,
I'm actually done trading and firearms trading, I'm also not only a firearms instructor for pistol, rifle, shotgun, defense in the home, defense out the home, but I'm also a certified Maryland firearms instructor. Not only that, I'm a chief safety range officer, which means I can actually write the SOP and run a range. So yes, I am qualified to do that.
yeah, but you had to get trained for that.
And
You had to get certified for those things. You had to get education.
And most people who have businesses don't have business degrees.
Most people that have businesses don't have business degrees.
Most people don't. Now, do I think education is important? Fuck yeah, I think it's important. But I think the problem is we don't focus on STEM. Now, people may knock nursing, but I think nursing is a very important. Not only is it a trade, but also a degree. I think that you need to focus more on, and this is the reason why would I harp on the feminists a lot, because the feminists wanted to make education instead of hard, they wanted to make it easy. They wanted to make it communal. This is the problem when you're making it communal. You need to bring back competition in education. Do you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think that's a very good and important point. But how?
In other words, you revamp it because guess what? You like myself, and please, for anybody who like artwork, please put your website or your email address in the chat when you're done, John. Number one, I like to quote.
I don't have anything right now that I'm selling, but I will soon.
But hey, if you got any customs, if you feel like doing customs, you never know. But the thing is, like Lord Beerus from Dragon Ball Super once said, before creation must come destruction.
What?
Come
on, man.
You have to dismantle this fucking system the way it is. You can take apart a federal part, even though every state in the union and the territories all have a state level board of education. Just like in Baltimore, we go to North Avenue. So that being said, you need to revamp this education and make it STEM first, STEM based. Science, technology, engineering, mathematics.
Okay, I agree with you on that. Can I jump in here for just a second?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's not what's about. Like, I don't know if you're aware of what's going on. I don't know if you're aware of Project 2025, but that's not the goal.
Project 2025 2 years ago. I've known about Project 2020. Let me ask you this.
Well, okay, but this is the thing, though. The people that are doing Project 2025 are in the administration right now. Mm-hmm. They're not doing any of that. They're not doing any of that. None of the things that you're saying are going to fruition. Nothing's happening. In fact, they're cutting everything out.
They have to, and this is the problem with 2025 is
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff Donald Trump wanted to do in his first term that he found out he couldn't do. There's a lot of shit that he was turned, even in his second term, he was turned down from doing. There are checks and balances that people forget about, that the Supreme Court, the Senate, and the House, and the presidency all keep each other in line. So,
that isn't happening.
When you look at Project 2025, there are certain things that cannot happen constitutionally. Just like when people call him a fascist. Do people even know what fascism is?
Yeah.
He's not a fascist because last time I checked, when they wanted to vote on abortion, would a fascist actually give it for the vote for the people to keep it up in their states? Would a fascist do that?
A fascist would make it appear like that's happening, but he didn't have to do that.
So
That's why he does executive orders. The majority is for you. You do know the majority right now in the Supreme Court is 100. It's all Republicans.
it's some liberals there.
Wait, what?
There are some liberals there, and it's not just.
There's no. It's 9-3.
So in other words,
It's a majority Republican, just like in the House and the Senate.
it's conservative, not Republican. You have to be. You can't be politically aligned as a justice.
Okay. Well, either way, they're doing it. So what you're saying that all these Congress hasn't approved any of the things he's doing. He's just doing stuff.
So what does an executive order mean? What does it do?
Gives him authority to do what he wants to do, which is exactly what he's doing.
He can't.
Well, he's already doing it. Who's challenging him?
Because you know why?
Well, who's challenging him?
Because that lets you know something. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Bernie Sanders, and a lot of them mofos actually agree with a lot of this shit. They're just shutting up about it.
Nope. They're not shutting up at all. They're posting stuff. I'm following all of them. They're not at all doing that. Are you following any of them?
I'm following them because if
are you sure? Because like they're posting every day the stuff that he's doing.
Yeah.
And even if, and this is the thing, right now there's a woman that's supposed to be going up for a vote to be confirmed in Congress, but Johnson won't confirm her because once he confirms her, they can actually do an investigation into the Epstein files, which is important. I won't get into that right away, but what I'm saying is the Congress has the GOP, the conservatives, the Republicans, they have the majority. And they're letting him run roughshod over everything. You do see that, right?
Because he's not doing everything that you think he's doing. So in other words...
So what is he not doing that I think he's doing?
So in other words, when he puts troops into certain places, is he doing it?
He's trying to do it, but the lower courts are stopping him from time to time, but he can push it. And once they go to the Supreme Court, which is where a lot of these may be going,
So
if he doesn't get, go ahead.
In other words, he's not doing everything he wants to do.
He's doing everything he wants to do. He's just not doing it at the speed he wants to do it. He's doing it though. Yeah.
There's another thing about the troops. Do you think the mayor of Chicago, the mayor of Baltimore, the mayor of Detroit are doing good jobs keeping the city safe?
They're doing a better job than they've been doing before. Crime is down, man. It's not up.
I'm going to tell you one thing about it, right? Because everybody knows my profession and my background. A lot of these motherfuckers are lying because they're shoveling a lot of shit. Because they have an outrageous, especially in Baltimore, they have an outrageous issue with juvenile crime. You can say crime is down.
So wait a minute, but that goes down to education again. That goes right down to education again.
And who's responsible for education?
Who is responsible for education?
Number one, parents. Number two, the state.
So if the parents aren't educated, then what? Because you do realize all these people are not fully educated at this point, which is something that they've been trying to do since Reagan was in office. That's their main goal.
And here's the thing, right? Let's go back to the 90s with Clinton, right?
Okay.
What did he do for welfare reform?
What did he do for welfare reform?
He gave a lot of these chicks jobs and education. Why do you think it's easier since the 90s to get into college than it was back then? Why do you think you have all these chicks?
Why is it bad to go to college? Why is it? I don't understand that.
In other words, the top 10% went, meaning you had the top 10 thinkers. There was competition.
Who are the top 10 thinkers, though?
Anybody when it was a meritocracy.
The meritocracy.
You know what I'm
All right. So, okay, let me. I'm trying to grasp where you're going with all this. I think I'm getting it, but what I'm not understanding is if education's the issue, they're cutting education right now. It isn't going to get any better if there isn't anything there, and it's also not going to get better if the gerrymandering goes through.
So this is the problem with education. There's too many scapegoats to lose money.
Like what?
Number one, special education is one.
So special education, they don't need. Did you just fart?
No.
The fuck was it? No, I'm just fucking with you. All right, sound like somebody farted.
So in other words,
all right,
special education, which a lot of these kids are not being in these programs right now, IEPs. Those IEPs should really be hammering down on improving, because a kid with an IEP, it might just take them longer to take a test. Special accommodations. Are we really getting, because a lot of people don't know this, if the school cannot provide proper resources towards that student's education, the state is supposed to pay for private tutoring or education of another school out of their pockets. But how many parents are being educated in that so they can keep their goddamn money? Let's not even talk about. That's only the
rich parents.
Let's not
the ones that are in the private schools.
But that's what the state is supposed to pour. Just like if you pour a poor Negro kid into projects, he's supposed to go to a goddamn private school if they're not being properly educated. If he has an IEP, the state is supposed to pay for him to go, since they have the proper tools to do so. Just like another thing, why did it?
That's exactly why. That's why the white people in this country right now, the rich white ones, don't want black people to have that type of access. That's why they're tearing up all that. You answered the question. That's why they got rid of special education. That's the reason why. And whose administration just did that? The Trump administration.
But guess what they found out?
They didn't find anything out. They found out they took all that. They took that away. That's a good point.
Most of their people are IEPs. So they're hurting them damn selves.
You're right. You're 100% right.
Here's the craziest part. The feminists took out trades starting in the 70s, in the late 70s and early 80s. My generation, which we're in the same generation, my generation, the early 80 kids, we're the last kids to see trades really in school. Okay?
What trade? I don't know, man. I wasn't really interested in any trades.
In other words, what's one of the biggest hurts in America right now? We don't have enough skilled tradesmen.
No, manufacturing isn't a situation that's already been moved out. Once again, the Republicans did that. They did. The GOP did that. They moved it to other countries.
Enough of them, so you don't have enough. You don't have enough of these people.
And what's filled the gap? What's filled the void?
Immigrants. They tried that.
No, it's not. Entertainment has filled the void. The immigrants, look, man, those people are bringing in money. He's kicking out it's costing them like $1 trillion or something. It's costing a lot of money to get these people kicked out of this country.
It doesn't cost
but those people. Yeah, it does. They're paying. So wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you know that those ICE guys do get paid for what they do. They're offering $80,000 a year payments and $20,000 signing bonus.
You know that's the federal law enforcement agency, and that's within their budget that they have already.
That is not within their budget. He took all that money and he put it in there.
It's already budgeted.
No, it wasn't. No, it's not. It wasn't.
I've been in law enforcement for 2 decades. I'm telling you how it works.
I'm telling you that's not the money. That's what the Democrats have been talking about. That's what he took all of that money that was going to other projects. They just said that.
What was that USA fucking shit Doge found about where they were siphoning off billions into that bullshit?
That wasn't even true. All of that money was already. Look,
it wasn't true.
It wasn't true. Look, again, if it was true, they would have been prosecuting those people. You know what they were doing? There were countries, there are African countries and other countries around the world that needed assistance aid. They had already purposed the money and purchased the food for that aid. The Trump administration went in, and after they had purchased it, they wouldn't even let them have the food. It was already sitting in the warehouses. They let it rot.
And here's another.
And then this is the thing. The Trump administration didn't have, you do remember before Biden left, he started doing executive orders and putting through a lot of things so that Trump couldn't change it. As soon as Trump got in there for the first 30 days, he tried to change everything and he ripped everything out. You do remember when the air traffic controllers got fired, right? Initially. And also the nuclear silo guys got fired too. You remember that, right? Yeah. Then they had to bring them all back because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
And here's another part that I wanted to tell you about that aid. They actually found out there was a lot of waste with their money.
No, they didn't find any waste. They did. Look, what they found was
they found out. Hold on. They found out that it was not, like you said, BGS. It was not about food. It was basically a cash cow storing money for whatever petty fucking shit they had. Then on top of that, when you look at a lot of these people, how the fuck does a person, since we're going to talk about conservative, Democrat, Republican, how the fuck we going to talk about the Democratic Party when who's the number one president who's called the deporter in chief? Do you know who that individual is?
It was either Obama or Biden.
It was Obama. He hasn't even, Trump hasn't even came close to the numbers of deporting people Obama has.
You know, he's come close. He's up there right now. He's already doing it. Stephen Miller's got a mandate of 3,000 a day.
And here's the part. Obama didn't spend one fucking dime. He just cut off the funds and cut off the fucking and had the companies cut off their shit. You can't use those Social Security numbers. So what did they do? They got on buses. They
didn't have. You can't get. See, that's something that's not true. There is no. You can't get. They didn't get. They weren't getting. They weren't getting.
So did he crack down on those fucking places?
Those people didn't have Social Security numbers. The employers.
Whatever fucking number they had in order to get paid, because you can only pay so much under the table. And by the way, those immigrants do not spend money. They save a lot of their money. The only thing they pay here is rent and food and their vehicles. A lot of their money they sell.
So they just go to work naked, and they don't buy any clothes. They don't buy any tools for their jobs, and they don't do any types of. You're telling me that's all? That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money they just kicked out of this country.
A lot of money.
Have you seen the statistics on that? The amount of money that we're losing from that?
Half their money they send back home. Why? Because they're getting houses and shit built cheaper in there. So hey.
So you didn't even acknowledge what I just said. You just ran right over it, which is what you've been doing the entire time.
If you actually heard what I said, if it wasn't essential, they're sending the rest of their money home. So if your tools to go to work, that's called essential. I did say that, right?
But how much? But there's tax they're paying on that. There's tax they're paying on their gas to go to school. There's tax to.
So wait a minute. Are they paying taxes from their paychecks if they're illegal?
Probably not. All of that stuff is going right back to the government.
Probably not if you don't have a taxable income.
Well, you do have a taxable income. Most of if any of those people had fake Social Security numbers, they went to who? The employer. So all of that money, and that's another thing. You're right. They were getting some of them that did have those fake numbers, but they didn't have them in their hands. The employers had all of that. So the employers.
How did Obama deport so many?
I don't know. How did he deport so many?
He cut off a lot of those numbers because guess what?
What do you mean cut off a lot of the numbers? What are you talking about?
A lot of those ID numbers had 3 fucking people on them, so the jig was up.
Okay, how did he do it? How did they get 3 people on one number? How does that work? Easy. So you're telling me the federal government was giving them? It wasn't the employer like Trump at Mar-a-Lago, right? It wasn't Hilton Hotel that was giving. It was the U.S. government that was giving. So the U.S. government was breaking the law and giving it to them.
No. Hey, is this a one-on-one debate or is it open? Charles, it's up to you.
That's what the
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Okay. This is something that they found out. I don't know how much you read, okay, but this is something on the Obama administration actually found out, right? Okay, there was up to 30 people on one Social Security number, right? Okay, and the Obama administration actually ignored it. I think it was 2011, where the Social Security Administration actually did an audit and found out there was up to like 30 people on one Social Security number, and they decided to ignore it. So there's a lot of duplicates out there. So what Obama did when he actually wanted to deport people, he just killed the duplicates. Okay. He just eliminated the duplicates. Okay. They couldn't work without a Social Security number. So they had to be what? They couldn't work. They couldn't eat. That's what they had to do. Go back home. With Trump, probably.
How much did that cost? How much do you know? How much that the overpayments were totaling?
The overpayments for what?
For the benefits they were receiving.
I don't know. Okay.
Well, what would your guess be?
I couldn't even venture a guess. Okay. So,
well, I can tell you if you want me to tell you.
Okay. What I'm saying is you're saying that there were.
Well, I mean, I can. Okay. So the resulted overpayment totaled. This is the resulting overpayment totaled $154,194 from April of 1994 through June of 2011.
The overpayments for what?
For the benefits.
Okay.
The fraudulent activities.
Okay. The thing
the
is,
exploited Social Security numbers.
It has nothing to do with it. Okay. The thing is, there were people working under false duplicates.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. The resulted overpayment was 100 and.
Dude, listen to what I'm saying. Okay, that's how he got rid of them. They can't work without a Social Security number, right? And the Social Security number already knew who was using it and where these people were actually working. They had to report this stuff, right? You just cut it off. They can't work. What are they going to do? Starve?
So the employers didn't pay them under the table? And they still didn't pay taxes on the stuff that they were buying?
The thing is, legally, what's going to happen is they're going to get penalized for paying people under the table.
Did they?
Yeah. Why do you think
how many businesses got turned down?
Why do you think they left in great numbers like that?
Okay. So they left.
They left. Okay, that's how come you got rid of so many.
So in other words,
Trump should have done the same thing. In other words, nobody basically.
But that's not what he's doing. He's not doing that at all.
I didn't say that he was doing that. That's how he should have done the same thing. Okay. The reason that people got up, you know why? The reason people got upset why Trump got in office and people wanted these people deported. You know why that is? Because
they're racist.
No. Okay.
You know?
Okay.
They're not racist.
Okay. What would you think if an immigrant that just got here got welfare, Section 8, and food stamps?
I'd say they're in the system, and they got this immigrant obviously is on the path to citizenship. It was granted through the government because you can't get that stuff without that. You can't go into it. You can't go into a. I don't know what hospitals you guys go to, but I can't do all that stuff without my information. So I've never been into a hospital or a doctor that's been like, all right, you can go.
Hold on, man. Is it right? Is it right for somebody that just got here to get welfare, Section 8, and other stuff that you can't get as a citizen? Is that right?
But did it happen?
Yes.
And when did it happen?
Yes.
And when did it happen? What's the proof? Because you can't do that. You cannot do that. How did they? Okay, explain to me. Show me. What's the proof?
It's documented through TPS. They were doing it, man. Okay, basically, and this is something that was documented, right? Remember that big thing going up in Ohio with those Haitian immigrants? Okay, remember that?
Yeah, the lies of eating dogs and cats. Yeah, I remember that.
They were getting $2,000 a month per Haitian.
Yeah, but that was because they were coming from a war. You know what's going on in Haiti right now?
In other words,
You know that they see political asylum when immigrants come through. That means they're put through the system. They had to know where they were. There's nothing wrong with that. It was allocated.
Did the Democrats?
So when Trump just brought over all those South Africans that he just brought over, he just brought over a boatload of South Africans, all white.
Did the Democrats tell you they were doing that?
They don't have to tell you.
Yes, they do have to tell you.
So they have to send me a letter about that. Did you get your letter?
They have to announce it through.
So they didn't. They didn't do that.
No, they didn't.
No, they kept it a secret.
They kept it a secret. You know what? And basically, Charles was there. Remember on what you call this video on Arch panel.
Yeah.
Remember we were actually looking at the about the FEMA camps for the immigrants, right?
Yeah.
That nobody really knew about. They were actually showing it.
Just like years ago, they were planning this shit because FEMA was becoming an armed.
And the thing is, and the Biden administration was actually lying about immigrants coming in, and people were reporting this. Okay, how come these immigrants coming in with these EBT cards?
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Wait. Okay. Because you're getting ready to change it, okay? Let me finish explaining.
I am.
Okay, no, you're not waiting. You're trying to derail me, okay?
No, I am trying to derail you because what you're saying isn't relevant.
No, it's not.
It's very relevant.
It's really relevant. In other words, they spent. Okay. In fact, they spent. What is it? They spent. What is it? $1.5 trillion on TPS immigrants, okay, giving them benefits over the past 4 years, okay. That's actually reported by Congress, right? That they actually hid the hearing, okay. They did the hearing and hid it, okay. They knew what they were doing, right? Biden knew what they were doing. And the thing is, we exposed it is because because Schweiker was saying that we needed more workers, right, to actually pay taxes, right, okay. And TPS was actually bringing in immigrants secretly and actually supporting them with welfare. In fact, why do you think Eric Adams was getting in trouble about not housing immigrants, TPS immigrants in New York? Okay, he got in trouble for that.
Yeah. Same
thing with the dude in Chicago. He got in trouble for that crap.
Why do you think they cut off a lot of the funding, the federal funding to a lot of those states?
Yeah. And Eric Adams and Gavin Newsom in California and also other people, what's the name of Chicago, are fighting ISIS because they don't want these people actually deported. Why don't you go through Congress, pass a law, immigration law, allowing these people in like you're supposed to? How come we don't do that?
As far as I can find, it doesn't say anything was hidden from anywhere. I mean, I'm looking it up online. There's nothing that's showing that what you're saying is true.
We did the research, okay? We didn't even know what TPS was until we put one and one together, and all of a sudden, a month later, all of a sudden,
what does it stand for?
Temporary protective status.
Okay.
You said you researched this, right?
I just looked it up. It doesn't say that there's anything.
You said you researched this, right?
It says there's no verified evidence that TPS was hidden from Americans during this time.
You said you researched this, right? We researched this 2 years ago.
Okay.
Us.
We actually looked at this stuff 2 years ago, looking for this stuff, right? It wasn't there. Okay.
Let me ask you this real quick.
Uh-huh.
What does that have to do with what Trump is doing right now? Like, what does that have to do with that?
Let me.
So this backlash that's going on right now, you do realize we're about to lose our voting rights. Are you concerned about that?
How you lose your voting rights?
Like, hold on, DJ. Let me.
Wait a minute.
So you're not. Did you?
How?
Did you hear about what's going on?
How are you going to lose your voting rights?
So you didn't hear about what just happened?
How are you going to lose your voting rights?
So you didn't hear about it?
Answer the question, man.
I'm asking a question.
No.
So as a yes or no, you didn't hear about it?
I heard about the Voting Rights Act of 1964, which actually protects, okay, people in Jim Crow areas, allowing them to vote. Okay. Okay, that's supposed to have expired. What? How many times they asked you had to reinsert it? About 4 or 5 times. Okay, it's going to expire just like anything else. Okay.
So
how are they going to take away your right to vote?
Well, if I don't vote Republican and I only vote Democrat, and Republicans only do what they want to do and they don't do what I want them to do because I don't have any representation, how am I going to get my vote heard? How am I going to get my voice heard? Because they're not going to listen to me because I'm a Democrat.
How are they going to take your vote away?
Okay, let me explain it to you in English.
Thank you.
They are not if they redistrict everything. So let's say there's a Democrat district and a Republican district, right? If they change it and they get rid of those voting rights and they say, "Hey, look, this wasn't legal. We're just going to make this whole area that was Democrat Republican."
Gerrymandering, yeah.
Okay,
so how long has that been around? Since 1812.
So if they switch it over, right, and they make it that area Republican, and every person that's nominated is a Republican, how am I going to get my voice heard? Because that Republican isn't going to stay. He's not going to do what Democrats do. He's going to do what Republicans do. He's going to listen to Trump. He's going to toe the party line. Because you do realize right now he's kicking out people. They're doing actual loyalty tests to keep people loyal to Trump, not to the government, to Trump himself.
Trump has nothing to do with that.
He has nothing to do with that. That's not true. That is absolutely not true. What I'm saying is, hold on. Now you're interrupting me. I let you go. No, I'm trying to explain everything.
Pause.
So what I'm saying is, if that's what's happening,
let me finish, Charles.
All right, go ahead and talk because it sounds like you need to say this.
Have you heard of? I'm in California. Have you heard of California Proposition 50?
I have not heard of. Let me look it up. Hold on. Yeah. I'm not gonna sit here and ask you the same question over and over again. I'm gonna look it up.
I will tell you what it is. I'm in California. Okay.
Don't worry. Let me look it up.
Don't lie.
I said worry, enunciation. Do you hear me?
No.
Worry.
You're not.
I said worry. I said worry.
Thank you.
Now, here's the part that you don't get.
No, I'm going to look this up first, and then once I'm done,
look it up. We're not talking to you right now.
Number one, they're not taking away your voting rights.
No,
they're not.
Gerrymander has been around for a long time. Okay,
this shit expired so many goddamn times before.
So you didn't answer my question. How am I going to get representation if I'm a Democrat?
You're still represented by whoever's there.
By your fucking vote. It just means your vote might not win. If you're a majority Republican,
so that's exactly what that means. I'm not going to get a vote. God damn.
God damn.
Come on, man. Don't act like you don't know what that means. Don't act like you don't know what it means.
Proposition 50.
Proposition 50, 2002 water projects bond measure.
No. 2025, not 2002.
Proposition 50, 2016. I don't see one for 2020.
2025. It's getting ready to go up. It's called gerrymandering. All right. For Democrats. It goes both ways. It's not one way.
Now, here's the part, right?
Yeah, but do you know why that's happening? Because of Governor Abbott in Texas.
Look at
that's happening. What's happening?
Hey, look at Wikipedia and gerrymander. See how far it goes back, man.
That's okay. We know that it's been going. They've been trying to get rid of it, but this is the thing. The reason why that's happening in California is because of what has currently happened in Texas. Because Trump wants more seats, and Governor Greg Abbott is giving it to him.
California has done this before. It's not the first time for Democrats.
It's not the first time for any politician. Exactly. That's why it's not good.
It has nothing to do with voting rights.
But if Trump is asking his governors in his states to do it,
he can ask,
and they're doing it. You don't think that he has any pull over any of these people? They're just doing it out of their own free will. Because Governor Abbott is doing it.
The legislature has to do it. Governor Abbott can't do it. your election.
He's already look. They're already doing it. Like I don't know what you're saying. That
Here's the crazy
Texas has done this. It's not the first time.
Wait a minute. Here's the
so
crazy.
what you're saying is, you do realize that the Senate is controlled by Republicans.
Yes.
Congress is controlling, but right now is controlled by Republicans.
Yes.
And the executive branch is controlled by Republicans.
Yes.
Okay.
So
it's called voting.
Right.
When it happened for the Democrats,
Man, he didn't even win this election, but okay.
he did win this election.
He didn't.
We watched
No, he
it. He
Hey,
got destroyed.
okay. Guess what, man? Have you listened? Have you listened to Kamala Harris?
Let me ask you this: have you listened to those young Republicans talk about?
I'm talking.
John.
Have you listened to those? Since you're gonna jump, you're jumping from that to that. I'm gonna jump to something new too.
Talking.
You are talking, and I'm talking too.
Okay, well, we're talking at the same time then. Okay,
John, I'm gonna unmute you. You got to take turns to letting other people stop this fucking feminine shit. Women do that. God damn.
Get over me.
In other words, you're trying to battle over the fucking conversation.
There's two of you. There's two of you, and you're talking over me.
well, then nobody will get heard then, right?
Listen.
That's up to you guys.
No, that's up to you.
John, I'm going to explain something to you, right? This is the flaw of what you said earlier about representation. Your vote is your representation. I live in Baltimore, which is highly democratic. If anybody vote for a goddamn Republican, how much representation in Baltimore City will they get? How much? How much? So in other words, unless you're going to a place where there's more people who are voting in line with you, your vote is your representation. Sometimes you win, but if you're in a heavy Democratic area, and let's say 5 people vote Republican, but 400,000 vote Democrat, guess who's going to get the vote? But when it works in one party's favor, I don't hear that party complaining, do I?
They complain.
Because here's the fact of the matter. Nobody's taking away your goddamn votes.
In fact, the couch probably got more votes this time than the
Exactly.
Okay.
They actually tallied it up and said the couch ought to be the president.
Should be, they did say that.
Here's the crazy part. Your Democratic Party said Kamala was a horrible candidate.
They did.
She was never going to win.
They did.
Even Obama had no faith in her, and he was right.
Her election team, campaign team, didn't have faith in her. Okay?
Exactly. Nobody in the party believed her. She was just a stand-in because you couldn't let them run unopposed.
No, they could open the convention. Guess what they did?
They
didn't want to open convention. In fact, Hillary Clinton and others opposed it.
Yeah,
okay.
Because they knew goddamn well she would have not got the vote.
Obama, if you go back and look at it, right? Go back and because we track this shit in real time. Remember, Charles? Okay. Obama said if you don't open the election, open the convention, right? And okay, but you're probably actually going to lose your Senate and your Congress, all right? Your reps and your Senate, and they did.
Yeah, and
exactly what he said would happen. He said because he said it was going to happen. He said you won't get it for at least another 2 to 4 years. Okay, if you do it this way, if you actually run a guy that can't run, okay, that can't campaign, this is what's going to happen. They already knew this was going to happen, right? And everybody's even Kamala Harris is saying the exact same thing that we're saying. It's nothing new.
It's what I tell them all the time, but he gives me all this Trump stuff. He's a fantastic artist, by the way. And this is what I tell him.
That's why I asked you: is this open or is this? You guys are debating. So if you guys are debating one-on-one, I'll drop down.
It's he asked for it, so.
Okay. If it's one-on-one, I'll drop down.
If he wants to go back to one-on-one, it's his choice. But like I try to tell him, a lot of shit that he thinks that's going on. Project 2025 is he couldn't do it the first time he tried it.
But Reagan couldn't do it when it was
Exactly.
a project. Was it a project 20? Was it project? Was it 19
1980,
something? Yeah,
1980, something like that.
1980 or something like that. Yeah.
And it was like this. But yet, when I was telling him about college, the 90s, when he had welfare reform, opened up fucking college.
Yeah. In fact, basically, they, that's why the prices actually skyrocketed is because you cut welfare down by 2/3. Okay, what are you going to do with the single mothers that are on welfare? Okay, you got to give them a path to what, getting the jobs. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why they opened up. That's my daughter. My daughter went through the same thing, right? They gave her welfare. They gave her food stamps. They gave her educational supplements. Basically, she damn near got her whole education funded by them.
But yet, what did they get black men in the '94 crime bill?
Well, they get them. Well, we get 3 hots and a cot, right? And they get funding. They get welfare.
They get the kids. They get the welfare. They get the child support. They get the funding. They get the transportation, the housing. I mean, they even get the federal. You wonder why you go to a courthouse or a federal building or some government building and it's ran so inefficiently because you have the lowest.
Yeah, that's probably true. But the thing is that things happen under Democrats and Republicans, and the thing is, why does shit happen? Okay, why does stuff happen? And I'm not saying that that TPS was right or wrong. Okay, the thing is, you didn't tell nobody that it was actually being passed. Okay, it wasn't even passed. It's actually something that the Biden administration did that was off the books. Okay, and people kind of let it go. The thing is, but you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Okay. In fact, we had documents and stuff that they spent. What did they say? They spent $4 trillion on TPS program for like 10 million immigrants or something like that. Okay. And people kind of remember, Charles. People were actually wondering how come all these immigrants coming in with Section 8 and food stamps.
Yeah, they actually were taking over whole neighborhoods and
over neighborhoods and stuff like that. People would say, "Okay, where are these people getting all this money?" Okay,
and these are people who are coming dirt poor.
They just got off the boat. I mean, basically, these immigrants could come in 90 days buying businesses. Where they get a business loan in 90 days to buy a business? They just came across the border.
Got motherfuckers who lived here for 40 years, always scrutinized
and struggling and struggling. And that's what whether it's right or wrong, that's what pissed people off. Okay, which actually came out, and basically, was it your FEMA money, right? Most of your FEMA money actually went there to actually go into the fund to actually support TPS immigrants and their benefits. Okay, and so when the hurricanes came in, there wasn't no FEMA money.
Yeah, and that's the reason why, for anybody who's from the state of Maryland, when Larry Hogan left office, we had a $5.5 billion surplus. Guess where the surplus? We got into $7.6 billion debt now.
Yeah,
for the money went.
So I'm not saying that Trump is any better than Biden or vice versa, but the thing is, the reason that Biden lost had nothing to do with Trump. Okay, had nothing to do with Trump. Okay, they basically in fact, Stephen A. Smith said the exact same thing about it, right? Even though he voted for Kamala Harris. Okay, he said you closed down a primary because you wanted to make sure that Biden ran unopposed. Okay, you did that shit on purpose. Okay, you should have had a regular primary so the best person could actually win. Okay, it's because you knew that motherfucker could not run, and you did it. Okay, everybody says it now. In fact, and that's like all the alarm bells went off during that first debate.
Any chance I could get a word in?
You can get a word in right now.
Because I mean, you've been talking for like 15 minutes.
Hey, dude,
the two of you,
dude,
both of you.
You want to?
I'm just asking.
I'm going to
see, and now I'm.
Hey, you want me?
All right, god damn. All right, go ahead, man. Keep talking. You good?
Want to be a smart ass like you? I said you can go ahead right now, but you want to get smart, okay? Instead of going ahead and saying what you're going to say, I was going to say, I'm going to mute up for you. If you can refute anything that I've said, go ahead. Go ahead and try.
I'm less concerned about what happened in the past. I'm currently concerned about what's happening right now. So yeah, all the things you said about Obama and Biden and blah, blah, blah. Okay, we can live in the past, but right now things are happening. You're laughing at the fact that I'm saying that the voting rights are going to disappear. You're saying that's not a real thing. My vote's still going to count. But I don't think you're actually looking at what's actually happening. You're so concerned about what Obama did and Biden did and what Hillary Clinton did and Kamala Harris.
Only question
that you're not really looking. I don't see you guys looking at what's going on right in front.
How?
See, and
how
what?
How you gonna lose your vote? How?
You already explained it perfectly. It's just you don't seem to understand.
How?
You already explained it.
How you gonna lose your voting right? Your right to vote? How you gonna lose it? Explain that.
Okay, let me explain it again.
Okay.
There's a majority. There's a majority right now. That majority isn't going to go away. Do you think that he's going to leave office? I mean, honestly, do you think he's going to leave office?
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. He did it before.
Okay.
How's he going? How's he going to?
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. You never heard him say anything about. You never heard him say anything.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
See, now I haven't spoken but for like a minute, and you're telling me to hold on.
What you just? I will ask you a question. Okay? Can I ask you a question? Is it okay?
No, I'm not done asking you my question.
You didn't ask me. That's a long.
That's right. I didn't get a chance.
That's a long ass question, man.
It is a long question. You've been talking for. I said you've been talking for 15 minutes.
I wasn't asking you no question, was I?
No, you were just pontificating. I'm trying to say this.
Okay.
You have heard him say that he's been floated. They've been floating the idea of him going into a third term. He's got the Supreme Court. He has Congress. He has all of the Senate, and he's asking governors in Republican states to get more seats. That to you sounds like he's going to leave?
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like he's stacking the deck even a little bit?
Is that a question or what?
What do you think?
Okay. What would it take for him to have a third term?
He'd need the Supreme Court.
No.
He'd need Congress.
No.
He'd need the Senate.
No.
And he'd need all of everything that I just
No.
Okay, what would he need?
A constitutional amendment. So what do you need?
So what do you need for that?
You need
Most of the state.
three-fourths of the states votes as vote on it.
So when he's asking Governor Abbott to get more Republican seats, that's not going to help that?
No. Voters have to go and vote on it.
So when he said that when he was talking to Zelensky about starting a war to hold off elections, you don't think that he's going to give it a shot?
What are you talking about now?
You didn't hear about that?
Zelensky, he's trying to stop the war. What are you talking about?
No, when he was talking to him in the White House, Zelensky was saying that he couldn't have any elections. Trump said, "Oh, you can't have any elections because you have a war?" And he said, "Yes." He said, I have to. He started laughing about it and started saying, "Oh, I'll have to think about that."
That's in Ukraine. It's not in the United States.
No, that's here too. They suspend the elections during wars. Yeah, they do.
Okay, that's bullshit. Let me tell you why that's bullshit.
World War II.
Okay, well,
personal fucking
so
experience.
you're telling me that it's not possible though.
John,
when did they suspend elections during the war?
Talking.
Okay, so you're just.
When did they suspend an election?
Hey man, like I'm asking you a question. I said you're saying that it's not possible, right?
No, it's not possible.
John.
Charles, do you hear? Are you not hearing what I'm saying?
John, am I not a
Hey man, you keep saying my name over and over again, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. He already answered the question.
Dude,
are you sober?
You I don't know where you find fucking etiquette, but god damn.
I know you don't seem to listen.
No,
we heard
you don't seem to fucking listen because you act like an only goddamn child. Now,
and you guys act like you just
shut the fuck up.
Hey man, fuck you, man! Don't talk to me like that.
Shut the fuck
What the fuck do you think you are?
Shut the fuck up.
Yo, Every time somebody try to be nice and speak,
Man, I've asked my fucking question. You keep.
I answered your question.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about right now.
Take your feminist ass off my fucking panel.
Look it up.
Because guess what? BGS could drop down and we could go back to one-on-one and I could keep on embarrassing your ass.
You haven't embarrassed me at all, man. You embarrassed yourself. So basically, you're telling me right now that he's not going to be able. He's just going to just let it go. Based on everything that you've seen him do right now.
No power over that. He can't do that.
He doesn't have any power.
No,
Liberal white boy bullshit video,
man. No, he doesn't.
First and foremost, you forgot I'm a war vet. We voted during the war.
Okay.
So you dumb motherfucker. Have you ever even fucking explained how you're gonna use your rights?
Has he taken it?
Have you in your fucking masculine brain even thought about that stupid shit? But no. This is
Charles, you just fucking nuts.
This is the stupidest shit that
you're just fucking nuts, man. I mean, you're just a fucking nut. But that's cool. I mean, you guys think that he's not going to do that. I hope that you're right. I hope that you're absolutely right. I hope that you're absolutely right. But it doesn't seem like
he can't do it, man.
He can't.
Why the fuck didn't he do it his first term?
Why do you think he didn't do it his first term?
No, you answer the question.
Are you going to cut me off if I start answering it?
Fucking question.
Because there were people there that stopped him. He doesn't have that this time. These people are letting him do whatever the fuck he. So hold on, I'm trying to answer the fucking question, Charles, and you keep interrupting me.
Fucking going around the bush. Answer the motherfucker.
You are such a fucking idiot, man. How many fucking times do I have to fucking say it? He's doing it.
How is he doing it? No. How is he doing it? How is he doing it?
How is he? Okay, he's got Congress. Okay, he's got the Senate. Okay, and he's got the Supreme Court.
Okay,
everything that he's been able to do, he's doing. Nothing has stopped him. He's had no people in his administration. I mean, am I wrong? Or is everybody who is in his own administration, has anybody who says anything against him, he fires? Wrong or right?
The Supreme Court has struck down half of his shit already. Okay,
half.
Yes.
Okay, but let me ask you this: is he firing people anyway? Is Congress stepping in to do any of their jobs? Okay. They have the power of the purse, and he's doing whatever he wants.
Yeah, guess who he's firing? Okay, he can fire his people.
He can't fire half the people he's fired.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't. He can. No, he can't. That's Congress's job. That's the whole thing.
No, Congress doesn't have anything to do with.
Yes, that's literally Congress's job.
No, they don't. No, they don't. The executive branch. Yes.
No, the executive branch doesn't have fire. Look, they cannot fire. He cannot.
Yes, he can.
Why are they then? Why do they have legs to stand on with the lawsuits?
Reagan did it with the air traffic controllers. Okay, he does.
You have executive power.
Executive powers.
What does executive mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is, he did those things.
Yes,
he did those things. Reagan absolutely did those things. He did it, and Congress did.
They couldn't do anything about it.
That's because they held the majority when he did it.
No, they did. There was a Democratic Congress, sir. What are you talking about?
Y'all just like, okay, man. I mean, look,
there was a Democratic Congress, sir.
Get out your fee-fees for this. If he would have done this the first fucking term.
All right, Uncle Ruckus and Uncle Ruckus Jr. Let's go ahead. I mean, you gonna see. I'm just saying, man. Y'all the most Uncle Ruckus people I ever met.
Not like Uncle Ruckus. You have no knowledge about this shit.
Let me ask you this.
I mean, you keep getting in here and just saying the stuff that's not even true.
Not making sense of shit that you're saying.
All right. Well, look, I hope that you guys are wrong. I really hope that you're wrong. And that he goes ahead and he takes everything together. Because I think he's going to do all that stuff.
How do you change the Constitution, sir?
How do you think you change the Constitution, sir?
I just told you.
Then what do you think is going to happen? You think he's just going to be like, fuck it.
No, he can't.
Believe.
He has no control over that.
Okay.
He
doesn't have any control over anything, right?
No, what the checks and balances?
Like the first time.
What checks and balances? Who's checking him?
The Supreme Court.
Who?
When
with what?
Did he actually leave the first time?
Times.
Did he leave the
Yeah,
first
I
time?
don't know what reality y'all
He
are
didn't leave
living in.
the first time
See, this
when he's
is
in
the part
office.
where you talk about reality. You fucking airbending fucking facts.
He is. Okay.
You doing some crazy shit now. Now
How
you're
come,
just going off of your
how come
feelings.
we have a 2.5 term policy? Okay. What amendment is that?
Look,
What amendment
Trump is
that?
doing what he's
What
doing.
amendment is that? What amendment?
I don't know what the fuck the amendment is, but I'm telling you this: the man's doing what he wants to do.
Amendment. Okay. 2.5.
He's doing what he wants to do.
No, he's not.
He's not. As a matter of fact, here's the crazy part. Where you
okay.
Once again,
he's
where
following
you against
policy, okay?
here's
Whether you like
the
it or not.
fuckest thing. You were not against the war in Ukraine. You were not against the Israeli shit. Why?
Who said I wasn't against it? At what point did you get that? Where did you get that from?
You said it was good that we're fighting Russia. Why?
Because it got us a foothold in that part of the country.
What was
because
the
what's going to happen?
What was the deal that we were
they did where?
What was the deal?
What reason why he doesn't want Ukraine
what part of the foothold did we get in Russia?
As I was saying before, it depleted.
What part?
Man, can I finish?
No.
Do you want me to fucking finish the question or what? Are you going to keep asking me what part? I said if they got... Man, I'm not going to start screaming and yelling in my own fucking house. You're either going to answer the question or not. Okay. Let me answer it or not.
Do you know actually why they started the war, sir? Kamala Harris.
Who started the war?
Kamala Harris said it, okay?
Who started the war? Who started the war?
Why we actually started that war in Ukraine? Okay, why we actually started the war? Provoked him?
Wait a minute. Who started the war?
Okay, well, you know why we actually started that war?
You saying we, as in the United States, started the war?
In Europe,
yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
So Russia didn't attack?
No.
Okay.
So wait a minute. Hold on. You telling me Russia didn't attack?
Zelensky had signed a peace treaty. An agreement with Russia, okay? Guess who tore it up? It wasn't him. Guess who tore it up? Us in Europe tore it up.
You're not supposed to have NATO on Russia's back door.
That was the agreement.
We reneged on the fucking deal.
Yes.
Super pro Russia. You guys love Russia? I ain't never seen this before.
You don't have enough knowledge. That's what it means. Okay.
It means
I'm telling you right now. I hope that you guys are wrong about everything that you're saying.
I researched this stuff for 5 years, sir. Okay, I know
you've researched it for 5 years, and these are the conclusions you come to
every morning for 4:30 for the last 4 years. I got up.
Really?
Research. Yes.
So you don't. So you also. What about vaccines? You don't have any problems with those, right? You like those?
In fact, we researched the vaccines. Okay, guess who's
not in favor you guys are doctors too. Okay, cool.
Guess who's not in favor of vaccines?
Trump
and who? RFK Jr. Guess who is in favor of vaccines?
Biden,
and who else?
Kamala.
Who else? The Democrats.
So you believe?
Go look it up.
And by the way, is it wise to start a war with another nuclear power?
Okay.
Why do you think we didn't send American troops over there? If we would have sent one American troop over there, we would have started World War III.
In fact, Trump tried to pull the funding from the Ukraine war back in February, right? And guess who stepped in? It was Congress stepped in.
Remember, all these Jasmine Crockerts, all the Bernie Sanders, they didn't say shit. They actually supported that shit.
Now, he talked about Trump wanting a third term, right? Okay, fine. Okay. You have to change the Constitution. He didn't know how you change the Constitution. But he's politically astute, right? Something very simple, right? How you change the Constitution, Charles?
Number one, you need 3/4 of the states to vote on it first.
And also, you need what, 2/3 of the
Congress.
Congress.
You need
No,
2/3 of
three-fourths
of Congress, both the
And-
House and the Senate.
of the House and the Senate, and what?
And
3/4 of the states. You all have to vote on
Yeah,
that shit. That's how
they
you
have to
do
be
the
a-
Constitution. Okay.
So you got to realize this shit, right? I don't know if he left on his own or whatever. And see, this is the part when I asked him for months to debate. And I mean,
That's why I asked you. Was it?
you know, I mean, you made it good because it got embarrassing because he kept backtracking.
That's why I asked. I didn't actually want to interfere with
No,
debate with a
because
one-on-one debate.
this is the part where I told him, and I told him behind the scenes, your girl Kamala was going to do another major reason we didn't even talk about.
Mhm.
When she was asked if she's going to do anything differently than Biden, she sealed her fate even worse.
Yeah, she said no. He told you no room, no space. Okay.
And this is the bad part. When I try to explain to this guy, all I'm getting is these emotional feelings. And I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of your feelings. Because one, when you look at this whole thing as a chessboard and very pragmatic, what he really doesn't like when I tell him the truth about black women. Well, you telling me black women started the KKK? No, a lot of them, there's some of them that conspired with them.
Yeah, they slept with them. That's okay. The reason they started KKK is put the sharecroppers back on the field to actually earn money for the United States. But that's
another thing. What he didn't like. Oh, you telling me black women are responsible for the kids not being educated? Do they have the majority of children?
Yeah.
I said, do you think a Jewish woman would allow her son to be miseducated?
Or a Korean woman, or
Asian,
Japanese woman,
Chinese, any other demographic, Indonesian, any other demographic. But why are they so okay with this shit?
Okay, yeah.
I said, you got a daughter, right? Oh, you telling me my daughter can't make it?
But if it's supposed to be one-on-one, Charles, you should have said it's one-on-one. I wouldn't have come up.
No, it's interesting because he was going to do the same shit either way.
See, folks, this video is something you can use when they say we hate women. Like, share, subscribe, donate to your interests. Can't make this up, can we? As Kevin would always say. Hey, Charles Faulkner says it best.
Bums.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now.
You know, please join the Chaos Range Show. As you can tell, you see the amount of nice badge and custom emojis. Ooh. So as you can tell, join the Chaos Range Show. As you know, there are some perks. As you know, there are 2 tiers of membership. Membership 1, $2.99. The other one, the $7.99 one. As you know, there's early access to new videos, member shout outs, photos, and status updates. Maybe catch the replay of this video. So those are membership.
Chaos. They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.